I figured out how to study many subjects faster with minimal effort. You know that feeling of staring at a pile of books and notes, convinced you'll never have enough time? Exams are coming up and you're lost with no clue where to even begin. Yeah, it makes you feel like an idiot, but the problem isn't the amount of material. It's the slow, disorganized way you're trying to absorb it all. In this video, I'm going to show you 8 strategies that almost no one knows about for studying multiple subjects in less time with a fraction of the effort. So let's get started. 8. Rank your subjects. If you actually want to handle all this without losing your mind, the first thing you need to do is rank your subjects by how difficult they are for you. Stop acting like every subject deserves the same time and effort because, newsflash, they don't. So don't be an idiot and split them into 3 groups: easy, moderate, and hard. Now, start with the tough ones. You know, the subjects that, if you ignore them, will wreck your grade faster than you can say, "I'm screwed." Once those monsters are down, move on to the moderate ones. Those subjects you kind of know, kind of don't. And if there's time left, skim the easy stuff, the ones you could do with your eyes closed. This way, you're using your time smartly, not wasting it like an idiot. 7. Prioritize key concepts. If you're still trudging through every single word in a chapter, you're doing it all wrong. That's the slowest, most painful way to study, and honestly, it's a waste of your time. You've got to focus on the key concepts and cut out the fluff. So, start each chapter by skimming the summary and end-of-chapter questions. That's where the real gold is hiding, not buried in endless walls of text. Trust me, this will get you straight to the point and save you hours of pointless reading. Once you've got the main ideas locked down, and if you have some extra time, go back and dig a little deeper into any parts that still seem fuzzy. But seriously, ignore the fluff, the extra examples, and those stories that will never show up on a test. Use diagonal reading to zero in on keywords, bolded terms, and headings. This way, you'll blast through the material faster, actually retain what's important, and save yourself the torture of hours wasted reading junk that won't matter. 6. Create instant mind maps. Listen, airhead, mind maps are one of the smartest ways to study because they give you a clear visual layout of the main stuff so your brain can actually connect the dots and remember what matters. And I'm not just making this up. A study from University of London found that using mind maps for learning can increase information retention by around 24% compared to linear note-taking. 5. Try the 10-2 Pomodoro method. Stop being dumb, thinking that cramming for hours is the way to go. Try the 10-2 Pomodoro method. 10 minutes of intense, no-nonsense focus, followed by a quick 2-minute break. This method forces you to focus without any of the usual excuses, and believe me, it works. You won't have time to zone out, scroll your phone, or start daydreaming about the weekend. Those quick, intense sessions push you to dive right in. No burnout or time wasted on pointless study. And don't underestimate those 2-minute breaks. They're not just filler, they actually reset your brain, keeping you sharp and ready to jump back in round after round. This pacing keeps your momentum high, so you can breeze through multiple subjects faster than you ever thought possible. 4. Use the task chaining technique. Stop wasting your time jumping from one totally unrelated subject to the next like a headless chicken. Here's a smarter move: the task chaining technique. Pick subjects that actually connect, like biology and chemistry, and alternate between them. This way, your brain isn't struggling to reset every time you switch topics. Instead, you're building on what you just learned, creating faster, stronger connections that actually stick. And in case you need proof, research from the University of Illinois found that switching between related tasks improves cognitive efficiency, helping you retain information better by keeping your brain in the zone instead of constantly starting over. So you're not only studying faster, but you're also making it easier for your brain to remember the material. Genius. 3. Do 2-minute summaries. After each study session, take just 2 minutes, only 2 minutes, to mentally recap what you just learned. If you prefer, write it down on paper like a quick brain dump method to clear your mind for the next topic. No, this isn't some pointless review where you skim and hope it sinks in. This quick recap drills the key points into your brain and immediately shows you any gaps, the stuff you thought you got, but really don't. And if you think this sounds too simple to work, listen up. A study from the University of Waterloo found that active recall, like summarizing in your own words, boosts retention by up to 50%. That's right, half the effort, double the payoff. 2 minutes to lock in the essentials now saves you hours later. 2. Practice with past papers. Stop wasting time highlighting chapters like an idiot. Real questions force your brain to wake up, engage, and actually recall what you know. This isn't just about testing your memory, it's about exposing your weak spots and hitting them hard. You'll save serious time by cutting out the fluff you already understand and focusing only on what really needs work. And here's the best part. Doing past questions gets you ready for the real deal. You'll know the format, the style of questions, and even the sneaky tricks they throw in just to mess with you. So when exam day hits, you won't be blindsided. Instead, you'll walk in with confidence, ready to take on whatever they throw your way like a pro. 1. Study on the go. Record yourself summarizing key points, or better yet, use AI to read your notes for you. Then plug in your headphones and listen while you're walking, working out, or doing boring chores around the house. You're turning mindless downtime into valuable study sessions. You can't complain about not having enough time if you're not even using the spare minutes you already have, you idiot. If you liked the video, send it to that friend who's just as desperate for these tips as you are, and drop a comment if you have any secret trick for studying multiple subjects faster without losing your mind. I doubt you do, but hey, who knows? And I hope to see you in the next video. If you don't show up, well, you're even dumber than I thought.